Outlaws of Thunder Junction has been released, and the Pro Tour was this past weekend. As you can imagine, the market is alive again this week. This video is sponsored by Flipside Gaming. Check out flipsidegaming.com for all your gaming needs. Right now, you can pre-order Modern Horizons 3 or find a vast number of other great products on their website. Remember, shipping is free in the US if your order is over $100 or consists only of singles, plus you no longer need any promo codes. The savings is built right into the prices on the site. Same great prices, same great products, and same great service, just without the extra step. You can find their link in the description below. Hey there, this is John from Heroes and Legends, and welcome to another edition of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch, where yet again this week we're looking at the top 20 hottest Magic cards of the week, just because there's so much happening right now in the secondary market. We typically do 10, but for the second week in a row, we're going to stick with 20 here. Remember, our hot list is based on a couple of things. We want to see a percentage increase in the value of the cards, and we also want to see an increase in the number of sales from week to week. Quickly before we get into all the details though, just a few things. First, I want to say thank you to one of the viewers who gave a super thanks tip last week. That is Mark Von Bank. Mark, thank you so much for that super thanks tip. It really goes a long way, helps the channel a ton. Just wanted to take a moment to thank you and just let you know I appreciate that immensely. Also, too, I want to give a shout out to one of our channel members. That is Miguel Almendras. Miguel is a Heroes level channel member. And again, just want to take a second to say thank you, Miguel, for all your support. Miguel also makes it many times to our live premiere, so thank you for being there. Always appreciate you. Thank you very much. And one other quick thing. This video is sponsored by FlipsideGaming.com. Over at Flipside Gaming, you can now pre-order Modern Horizons 3 cards there. They also have a whole lot of other things on their website, both Magic related and otherwise. Remember, if your order's over $100 or consists only of singles, shipping will be free in the United States. And all you got to do is look down in the description below or the comment section below and you'll see direct links to their website. Now, without any further ado, let's get into it. Number 20 is Ashiok Dream Render from War of the Spark. It goes up $1 to $3.50 for a 40% increase. We are starting off with a card that is moving due to its success that it's had in a number of different formats. In Pioneer, this is a popular sideboard card in lots of decks. In fact, a copy or two make it in the main of a highly played deck there is at Phoenix. It's in Modern sideboards too, though. The most popular build where you find it there is Mono Black Scam. Occasionally, I have seen it in Legacy sideboards as well. But Ashiok is also seen frequently in Commander, where you can find it in lots of different decks there, including Umbra Sphere Manifest. Recently, though, many players wanted it to upgrade the Mutant Menace Fallout Commander deck, while others are picking it up for fresh builds around the front-facing Commander from there, the Wise Mothman. Commander may have been the biggest driver for the price increase here, but this is an example of a card that has demand on it from a number of different directions. Number 19 is 3 Steps Ahead. This goes up $1 to $4 for a 33% increase, and here we have an Outlaws of Thunder Junction card that is making a big impression on more than one format. We are seeing it show up in a number of standard decks already, like Azorius and Dimir Control. In fact, an Azorius Control build running 4 copies of this in the main came in second place this weekend at the Pro Tour. A lot of players are putting together that build this week, and they need copies of 3 Steps Ahead. It's appearing in a number of Pioneer decks too already, including Dimir Control, and I'm starting to see this in Azorius Control there as well. Additionally, I've seen some trying it in Modern Esper Control, and of course it's seen Commander play in a bunch of decks old and new. The most popular build using it right now is around another new card, Riku of Many Paths. Now, Standard may be the key driver for its jump this week, but again, the demand from different sources is keeping the card moving up, when so many other new cards are moving down due to the influx of product entering the market. Coming in at number 18 is Questing Druid. This goes up $1.09 to $3.91. That's a 39% increase. Third verse, same as the first, another card that is getting pulled in a lot of different directions by different groups of players. This is seeing play in Standard, Pioneer, Modern, Legacy, Vintage, and Commander. In Standard, it's in a few different builds, but the most popular one is Gruul Aggro, where you typically see 4 copies in the main. There's also 4 of these typically in Pioneer Gruul Aggro. In Modern, copies of this are in Temur and Gruul Prowess, as well as a bunch of other decks. Legacy, 2 or 3 copies are found in Temur Delver. Vintage, you see it many times in Lurrus Deathstrike. Finally, in Commander, it's in a few different decks there, including one around a new card from the Outlaws of Thunder Junction, the Big Score subset, Loot, the Key to Everything. Number 17 is Rogue Class. It goes up $1.15 to $3.15 for a 58% increase. Unlike the last 3 cards, this one is moving due to only one format, but that format is Commander. Some are picking this up to upgrade the Outlaws of Thunder Junction Grand Larceny Commander deck, while others want it in fresh builds around a couple cards from there. The front-facing Commander, Gonti Canny Inquisitor, and Felix 5 Boots. Number 16 is Grima, Saruman's Footman. This goes up $1.46 to $4.96. It's a 42% increase. This is from the Lord of the Rings, Tales of Middle-earth, Hosts of Mordor Commander deck, and it was number 15 on our hot list last week. Well, here's another card that lets you play spells you don't own, so you know what made this hot. It is a good upgrade to the Outlaws of Thunder Junction Grand Larceny Commander deck again, and some players want it for fresh builds around those same 2 cards, Gonti Canny Inquisitor and Felix 5 Boots. Number 15 this week is Cave-In, up $1.82 to $4.99. That's a 57% increase. Here we have an older card that's yet to be reprinted, and it's moving up due to the pre-modern format. You see this sometimes in sideboards there, and it's in some bigger decks too, like Madness. This week copies dry up online, leading to an increase, and in the last year or so, the pre-modern format has had a bigger impact on card prices for sure. Number 14 is Creeping Bloodsucker, up $1.85 to $6.85. That's a 37% increase. This is designated as a common, but it is from Jumpstart 2022, so it is harder to find than a regular common. So that explains the supply issues, but what caused the demand? Well, it has an upkeep trigger, so many players are putting this in Commander builds around a popular new card from Outlaws of Thunder Junction, Obeka, Splitter of Seconds. Coming in at number 13 is Monstrous Rage, up $2.01 to $3. That is a 203% increase. Back to a card that has been seeing play in more than just Commander. Sure, it shows up there a little bit, sometimes even in Obeka Splitter of Seconds builds again, but Standard and Pioneer are the formats really pushing this. Especially Standard, since the format is being shaken up by the new set. There you see 3 or 4 copies of this in aggro builds like Mono Red, Gruul, and Boros. Additionally, Temur and Boros Prowess were a couple decks running this card that received Pro Tour coverage over the weekend. In Pioneer, there's playsets of this showing up all over the place. Mono Red and Gruul aggro, as well as Boros and Mardu Heroic. It's even in Mono Red Burn and isn't Prowess there. Ultimately, I think the Pro Tour coverage, though, was the main catalyst for this spike. Number 12 is Realms Uncharted, up $2.73 to $13.70 for a 25% increase. It was number 13 on our hot list last week, moves up a notch this week. It has always seen a fair bit of Commander play in various builds, like Hazezon Shaper of Sand for example, but of course, Outlaws of Thunder Junction is causing this to jump now. Some wanted to upgrade the Desert Bloom Commander deck, while others wanted for fresh builds around the front-facing Commander from there, Yuma, Proud Protector. Coming in at number 11 is Valki, God of Lies from Kaldheim. It goes up $2.85 to $13.33 for a 27% increase. Here we have a card that sees play in Pioneer. There would always be a copy in Nib to Light, but now it's getting more play in the format thanks to a new card from Outlaws of Thunder Junction. That card is Jace Reawakened. The idea here is to get Valki plotted with Jace, and when you play the card, you can play it flipped. Because of this interaction, we now have a Pioneer Dimir control deck running 4 copies of Valki, and a 5-color mid-range build running 3 copies. But this type of thing is happening now in Modern too. There is a Grixis control deck running Jason Valki, and there's also a Mardu midrange deck running Valki along with a card from the Outlaws of Thunder Junction, the Big Score subset. That card is Collector's Cage, which also happens to play well with Valki. Aside from that, Valki is still seeing play as a commander, and it's in the 99 of some builds there, but really Pioneer and Modern are the formats driving the price increase this time. And that takes us to where we typically begin. Number 10, Power Fist. It goes up $2.99 to $7.99 for a 60% increase. This was our number 14 hottest card last week. It is from the Fallout Mutant Menace Commander deck, and it's in fresh builds around a few cards from there. The Wise Mothman, Strong the Brutish Thespian, and Agent Frank Horrigan. But it's also a good upgrade to the Fallout Scrappy Survivors deck, and in fresh builds around the front-facing commander from there, Dogmeat Everloyal. However, now there is an Outlaws of Thunder Junction card that is tipping the scales here, and that's Felix 5 Boots from the Grand Larceny deck. Power Fist is a good include in commander builds around Felix. Number 9 is Zorn, the Adventures in the Forgotten Realms copy is up $1.64 to $9.77. That's a 20% increase. The one from the list is up $3.57 to $9.97. That is a 56% increase. Recently, this card saw some increased commander play in builds around Mr. House President and CEO from the Fallout Hail Caesar commander deck, but now cards from Outlaws of Thunder Junction are pushing it too. Many are grabbing it to upgrade the Most Wanted commander deck, while others are putting it in fresh builds around a couple cards from there, V-Hand Goldwaker, and to a lesser degree the front-facing commander Olivia Opulent Outlaw. Plus, some players are including it in commander builds around a couple cards from the main set too, Roxanne Starfall Savant, and Magda the Horde Master. Number 8 is Kappa Cannoneer, the Kamigawa Neon Dynasty commander copy that's from the Buckle Up deck. It is up $1.42 to $5 for a 52% increase, and the Murders at Karlaw Manor commander copy, which is from the Deep Clue C deck, is up $4 to $4.99 for a 404% increase. Okay, so this is a weird one. First, the card has been seeing legacy play. It's an 8 cast, and many times you see it appear in those new Patchwork Stompy builds, which have been hot. Now that alone might have been enough reason for this card to jump, but there is more going on here. Is it Commander pushing this? Well, it does see a good amount of play there in various builds, most notably around a card from its Karlaw Manor Precon, that's Morska Undersea Sleuth, but that isn't the key driver this time. Now the next piece of information I'm going to give you is about card leaks, so I'll give you a few seconds here to skip to the next card if you do not want to hear about the leaks. Okay, so Modern Horizons 3 cards have been leaking, and at one point there was a photo released of this card along with other cards from the set. People assumed the card would be in the set, making it modern legal. The person that posted the photo then said that the card in the photo was not for Modern Horizons 3, but then another photo was found where the card was in the background and the watermark that's on the MH3 cards was visible. So now everyone believes it's going to be modern legal, and if that is the case, the card could be good in an artifact build there. But remember, if it is in the set, there will be more copies available too. Time will tell with this one. Number 7 is Tasha, the Witch Queen. This goes up $4.10 to $8.26. That's a 99% increase, and this has been a fairly popular commander. It's in the 99 of a number of builds there too. But now many want this to upgrade the Most Wanted commander deck, while others want to add it to fresh builds around the front-facing commander from there, Gonti Canny Inquisitor, and to a lesser degree, Tasha is showing up in builds around a card from the Outlaws of Thunder Junction main set, Marchesa, Dealer of Death. Our number 6 card was our number 11 card for the past 2 weeks on the hot list. It is Silver Shroud Costume. It goes up $5.09 to $14.80 for a 52% increase. This is from the Scrappy Survivors Fallout Commander deck, and it is quickly seeing play in a variety of different builds in the format. Not surprisingly, it is showing up in fresh builds around a couple cards from its Precon, Dogmeat Everloyal, and Preston Garvey Minuteman. You also find it in builds around a card from the Fallout Science Commander deck with an exclamation point. That card is Curie Emergent Intelligence. Now though, there are players that want this in builds around new cards from Outlaws of Thunder Junction 2. Loot the Key to Everything from the Big Score subset, and Obeka Splitter of Seconds from the main set. Coming in at number 5 is Thada Adel Inquisitor. This is up $5.67 to $26.60. That's a 27% increase, and this was our number 8 card on the hot list last week. It is an older card, yet to be reprinted, and it has seen some commander play in builds like Hackball of the Surging Soul, for example, but you know what's coming. It's another card that lets you play a spell that you do not own, so some want this to upgrade the Outlaws of Thunder Junction commander deck Grand Larceny, while others are getting it for fresh builds around a couple cards from there, Gonti Canny Inquisitor, and Felix 5 Boots. Coming in at number 4 is Final Showdown. It goes up $5.74 to $19.66. That's a 41% increase. This is already starting to see play in standard Jeskai Control, and I've seen some trying it out in other builds there too. Not to mention, it's also being tested in Pioneer Azorius Control decks. We'll have to see where it sticks when it comes to those formats. However, Commander is really the format pushing this. Final Showdown is a versatile card that can be solid in a variety of builds, old and new. Many are picking this up now to upgrade both the Desert Bloom and Most Wanted commander decks. The most popular deck running it so far, though, is around a card from Outlaws of Thunder Junction's main set, Tai Joaquin, Perfect Shot. Coming in at number 3 this week is Extravagant Replication, up $10.36 to $27.36. That's a 61% increase. This is from the Streets of New Capenna Maestro's Massacre commander deck. It's spending a third week in a row on our hot list. It was number 6 and number 4. Now it creeps up to number 3. Here we have another card with an upkeep trigger, so players and speculators are looking at it now. Players want it for commander builds around a couple cards from Outlaws of Thunder Junction. One is Eredi the Beguiler, but of course, the other one that is truly driving the price spike is Obeka, Splitter of Seconds. Our number 2 card is Collector's Cage. It goes up $12.15 to $14.99. That is a 428% increase if you're doing the math at home. This is from the Outlaws of Thunder Junction, the Big Score subset. Keep an eye on this card. Right out of the gate, it is showing up in builds in Pioneer and Modern as well as Commander. I mentioned the Modern Mardu mid-range deck that this is in earlier, but Modern Humans is also running it now. That's actually a deck that Aspiring Spike showed on stream this week. Meanwhile, in Pioneer, it's showing up in builds like Boros Convoke and Selesnya mid-range. Plus, it's getting a little Commander play too, for example, in Kellen the Kid builds. But Modern is the biggest driver for Collector's Cage this week. And that's going to bring us to our number one card. It is Grim Hireling, the Commander Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate copy is up $10 to $29.99. That is a 50% increase. The Adventures in the Forgotten Realms Commander copy, you find that in the Planar Portal deck. It's up $15.05 to $33.95 for an 80% increase. Now, this was our number 3 hot card last week. As you can see, number 1 this week, it remains hot. And this thing just fits into a lot of Commander builds around cards from Outlaws of Thunder Junction, partially because it's an Outlaw. It is a good upgrade to both the Most Wanted and the Grand Larceny Commander decks. It's in new builds around Olivia Opulent Outlaw and Vihan Goldwaker from the Most Wanted deck, as well as Gonti Canny Inquisitor and Felix Five-Boots from Grand Larceny. You also see Grim Hireling in decks around Laughing Jasper Flint from the main set. Alright, with that being said, that does it for this episode of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. Thank you for joining us, and hey, if you're interested in finding out which cards are cold, which cards are going down in value, maybe you're looking for some deals, very soon we're going to be coming out with a top 10 cold list for this week. So if you're interested in doing some shopping, that video might be your guide. Until next time though, hey, thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and have a great day. Hey, thanks for watching. This video is made possible through the generous support of viewers like you on Patreon. Check out the description below for links to our Patreon page as well as our Amazon affiliate store, where a small percentage of all sales will also help support the channel. Finally, if you haven't had a chance yet to subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the new videos on Heroes and Legends. Talk to you again soon, and have a great day.